Hey guys, welcome back to wemetatacme. I'm so excited to be here with repeat guest, friend of the pod, friend of myself, Tinks.
Thanks for having me back. I'm so excited. I'm in a really bubbly, chatty mood.
I'm so glad.
Let's rip, baby.
Let's do it. Hotter in the Hamptons is your book that's coming out
May 6th.
You wrote a fucking book, like a story. You wrote a story.
Yeah, I've always loved creative writing. I was an English major in college and I did a lot of creative writing then. And I've always just loved literally thinking about stories in my head. And if you've been following me for a while, you might have seen me write these like rich mom stories on my Insta. I would do put up an outfit picture and I'd be like, she's from here and she did this and like whatever.
This is like long form of that.
It's long form of that. It's truly the best way to put it is long form of that, but like very, very, very horny. And I kind of got into like romance novels maybe like a little over a year ago. And I love being horny. And so this is a culmination of my love of being horny, my want for and desire for other people to be horny, my love of rich mom backdrops, and my love of creative writing come together.
I love it. I hope I'm manifesting this. Like it's an easy manifestation. Like it's probably already happening. But when you go on your book tour, you need to partner with like a vibrator or something.
I hope. Well, let's manifest it from your lips to God's ears, baby.
So like they can package it up. They get the book and a vibrator.
Exactly. Just horned up all summer, coming everywhere. Yeah.
Let's do it. I also love the fact that this book is like a little lesy.
Yes, it is.
I'm wondering if that's because you watch lesbian porn like most women do, or did you have an experience?
So it's funny. This was like this story that dropped into my head, which I know is an annoying thing to say, but this is just what dropped in. And it was a true like creative exercise. And this was the story of this character. But I also one of the things that I was really inspired by when I was like thinking about this story in the beginning was like, I was doing AMA and someone asked like, hey, Tinks, do you think it's normal if I have to think about like being with a girl when I'm fucking my boyfriend? And I was like, obviously that's fine. Like, obviously that's totally fine. And then I, put that up. And then someone was like, and what about like if I watch lesbian porn, like whatever. And I was like, oh, this is just like such a fantasy and a area that a lot of women think about and want to explore and maybe eventually hopefully explore. So yeah, it's a little gay and I love that.
I love it. Have you ever experimented though? I mean, I have.
This story is not about me. It's about Lola. It's about her experience.
I love that. Well, I mean, I went to an all-girls school, so like goes without saying. Yeah. Say no more. Say less.
Exactly.
Say less. Love it. Like playing doctor in like kindergarten. Okay. I forgot the question I ask everyone in the beginning. We probably did this on the last episode you came on, but what's your favorite romantic gesture at the moment for someone to do for you?
Well, I'm single, so I'm like only seeing people really casually. So,
but like, let's say you go on a date and they send flowers to your apartment. Are you into it? It's too much.
I think if it's like a first date, that's a little bit much. I think for me, I went on a date on Friday and it wasn't a connection, but he had really picked an amazing restaurant and I love going to great places and I love food and drinks. So I think the fact that he like worked with my schedule, made the res, like had an interesting thing to say about the restaurant we went to was really thoughtful and I really appreciated that.
I love that. How are we feeling about dating right now?
I was just saying to you, I feel so happy in my life right now and I'm really enjoying my time being single. I am dating around. I'm having fun. I haven't met anyone special yet. I truly believe that I'll know it when I see it, but I'm getting more and more comfortable by the second.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, you did this TikTok recently about how when your career is thriving, you care less about the fact that you're single.
Yes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I think it's a bad thing. I think that like the ideal situation is that you don't put your happiness or like validity of your life in any one pot, namely work, relationship, anything. Like I think the goal would be to be comfortable with yourself no matter what. That's the key, like I think in life. And that's very hard to achieve. But I was just being honest because I was talking to Amy at Love Amy, if you guys know the dating coach who I'm working with after she came on my pod. And I was just, you know, she thinks I'm being defensive, like, because I'm like, no, I'm pretty happy being single. Like, I'm honestly okay. Like, I'll be good. And I was just also saying to her that I think because I'm having a really exciting moment in my career, I care even less about it. So I don't think that it's good because look, what's to say, you know, I've gone through massive dips in my career too. And then I am really bothered by it. So again, I don't think it's good to put your worth in any bucket other than like who you are as a person, who you are to your friends, your family, your loved ones. Like that's how you should measure yourself, not any of the other buckets.
Yeah, but I don't think it's bad because the opposite is way scarier, that like you have nothing and you like will do anything for something.
Totally,
you know?
Totally. Yeah. And I think that like even I'm happy to say that at this point in my life, even when let's say I go through another lull in my career, I don't think that that would change how I feel. I would maybe like want a boyfriend more, but I don't think I would be like, oh, I'll settle just because I don't have a lot going on right now.
I think if anything, it's like it's being in your masculine a little bit, you know? Because like when men are fucking thriving in their career, like they're like, I want to make partner. Like I'm not even looking at some girl. Like,
dude, you're so right. And I did put that. I was speaking about that with Amy because I was like, I for the life of me cannot get into my feminine energy. I just can't. I don't even like. She said we're gonna dig into it, and I'm excited for that. But I just, for the life of me, I can't. I'm just big dog. I'm just like, like I'm coming. I'll do everything. I don't have feelings.
But
like,
you can. I mean, you have it.
I know. I don't feel connected to it at all right now.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah. It ebbs and flows. And by the way, I wore these socks because I thought that you would wear low socks, but you're being Gen Z-ish.
I'm Gen Z.
I thought you were more millennial vibes these days.
So I also made a TikTok recently being like, I literally don't care. Like, judge me if you want. Like, I feel like I've cherry-picked the best of Gen Z, what they have to offer.
Right, which is these,
I do like these
what
little
are these
higher
shoes
socks
called?
Sambas,
okay.
And I keep the best of them and the best of millennials, and I do what I want.
Best of both worlds.
Fuck everybody else.
I love it. And the side part, I mean,
side,
we're thriving. We're doing what we want to do,
yeah.
you know? Okay, I love that you said that on TikTok. So we're in a group chat.
I love our
it's so
group chat.
Fun.
Yeah.
And actually, I just did an episode with Shannon that came out today.
Oh, I can't
you
wait
have
to
to check it
listen.
out.
I
It's
adore
so fun.
both of you. It's like it's such an unexpected like random trio, but I feel like we really all are very honest, and we are also all like have our own opinions, but we also agree on like everything too.
I agree.
It's one of my true safe spaces. No,
it's really safe. And I will say the combo of a Virgo, Libra, Gemini is good.
Stunning.
It's a gorgeous trio, I will say. And we, in our combo, we talked a little bit about kids in marriage. And what's interesting about the three of us is like we're all in different places right now, right? Like I'm married with a kid, Shannon's in a relationship, you're single. So like we all have different kind of coming from different places. And I was almost thinking, you know, if I should maybe pull up what I said, I wouldn't, you know, read what everyone else said. But we were kind of going back and forth. I think it was you or maybe it was Shannon who was like, how do you know that, like, you know, do the argument, convince me whether or not I should have a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what I said because it was a bunch of...
You said something really interesting. You did. We should pull it up. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember what it was, but it was genuinely so thoughtful. And I really respect you. I think you're very like... You are such a good mom, obviously. And
really nice.
This is, you know, you wanted to be a mom, but you have complete self-awareness, which is incredible.
It's really nice.
And I think that that's like a great thing to have.
That's really kind. Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. Okay. Nope, that's just gossip about other people. Hold on. But that was a good one.
Or maybe like...
Okay, here we go. We were saying, okay, I said there's a lot of, okay, here. For me, it was like, I don't think that makes sense that I wrote that, but, for me, I wanted to leave the earth having passed something on. Like there's a vanity aspect to it where you're like, I want to continue me. But then there's other parts that are like, I want to raise a human to be so wonderful and learn from them and see the world through their eyes. I also want someone to take care of me when I'm old. if you have a kid with a partner versus alone, it's like you want to create something together too. It was just never something I questioned. Like, this is the purpose in life, is to continue life. And I think I said there's a lot of joy in it, but it's sometimes hard because we see people complaining online because it's relatable to complain. It also opens up a lot to you, like new friends, new community, if you're someone who needs or wants those things. And then like you think of your parents, are most of their friends from having kids or like from other ways? And then I think I said like there's a regret factor. Like if I didn't do it, would I regret waking up 46 and no kids, whatever. So those were all my points.
Yeah.
And then you had some great points too, but I'm not going to read, what you said, but where are we standing today?
With kids?
Mm-hmm.
I truly don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I truly don't know. I'm not sure. I think I love my life so much that I can't imagine changing it right now. And I don't know if that's my calling this go around on earth. But I don't know. I've traditionally been a person who's like, I'm not someone who like warms up to things. If I do have a kid, like, trust me, I'll wake up one day and I'll be like, I'm having a baby next month. Like, I'm psycho like that. Like, that's just whatever. I'm also more than happy to adopt. I've always said that. Like, I would love to adopt as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too stressed about the timing thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I always thought that it would be more of a like an urge. Like, I think I'm pretty in like I'm pretty in touch with my body and like who I am and what I want. So I just always thought that I would have a bigger pull to that, but I don't feel it. Yeah. I don't know if it will come or not.
So we both had Chelsea Handler on our podcast, and I listened to your episode with her, and you guys were talking about kind of like marriage in the same way as kids, like that you aren't sure. But I feel like
I don't know.
I always felt like you were sure about marriage, but maybe not necessarily kids. But now you're just like, I don't know about either.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it will so depend on if and when I meet someone that I really care about. It's not important for me to be married to have a kid. I think I'll get married if I meet someone and they really want to get married. I guess I would get married, but like, it's not important to me. Like, I don't mind if I don't get married.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're both watching Summer House, obviously. And I saw you defending Lindsay's choice to not like move in.
I've been the biggest Lindsay hater for like since day one. Like, because I think that type of personality, let me just like be honest for a second. Like, I think that her like desperation throughout the years to try and like just have a boyfriend, like that is like oil and water to me. Like, this is not my vibe. And I felt sad. And I felt sad about some of the choices she made. But like, recently, she wanted to have a fucking baby. Like, she made that choice. Like, she met the guy. Like, she knows she knows that the risks of having a baby with someone you haven't known for that long. Like, she's been through it all. She wanted to have that baby. And look, it's made her so much happier. Like, even being pregnant on this season, she's so much like more chill and whatever. So for Danielle to come in and be like, well, it just makes me nervous. Like, you think that she hasn't thought about that? She's fucking thought about that. And she doesn't fucking care. Like, to me, it seemed like she didn't care. And I think, haven't they broken up?
I think I heard that, but I don't know that it's been confirmed.
I think I saw that on one of the like Bravo Instagrams that I follow. Whatever. So it's okay. It's not confirmed, but like, she didn't care. She wanted to have her baby. She had her baby. She seemed super happy. Like,
by
leave
any
her
means
alone.
necessary. Right.
And also, like, if your friend is like making such a big choice like that, like, she's pregnant. Like, it's happening. So don't.
Dude, Danielle hates Lindsay.
Danielle hates Lindsay. Danielle hates everybody.
I saw some TikTok that was like, this is for Lindsay Hubbard and Lindsay Hubbard only. If you're not Lindsay Hubbard, keep scrolling. And then it was just like, girl, Danielle hates you.
Danielle is, I like, actually, I can't. I fully
she's
can't.
Awful.
She's the least self-aware person on the planet. And
she's not.
She just won't. She would watch that scene back and not get why what she was saying was so
exactly.
rude and
She'd
annoying.
Double down.
Yeah, she'd be like, but I just don't get it. Like, don't you think it's weird to like have a baby with someone you just met? It's like, oh my God, the year is 2025. Like, fuck off.
Literally. Like, do you know how many COVID babies out of marriage or whatever happened? It is what it is.
I'm not for a second saying that being a single mom is easy. Please don't mistake that. But I think
that's what she wanted.
Yeah, she wanted that. And you have to respect people's choices.
Mm-hmm. No, you really do. You really do. Oh, also, I wanted to talk to you about White Lotus. Okay, here's the thing. I saw you and Sammy talk about it and loved that.
Yeah.
But now that we're a few more episodes in, which by the way, nothing is happening. Shannon said it really well in her story. She's like, I feel like every episode I'm just like edging and nothing has actually
It's too much
occurred.
edging for me.
Too much edging. But what's his name? Patrick Schwarzenegger's character. Is it? It's not Lockie. Saxon.
Yeah.
There is no person in existence who acts like that. I'm sorry. Please prove me wrong.
Let me think.
Let's debate it. No man, no guy I know is like, let's get some pussy. And like that's just not a person that anyone is anymore.
I think that
Tell me.
there are, but just not maybe in like New York City.
Yeah.
I think there are people like that.
It's really crazy.
It really is.
And he was like, I don't need drugs. I am drugs. Like that was fucking cringe.
And I'll tell you why I think my piece of evidence for that is the comments that I get on some of my videos from men. Okay, so I have one specific video that like went so viral on Instagram, and the misogyny level in the comments is actually it will make you upset. Like it was me and actually Sierra from Summer House. And we were like, it was like a super cut of us like joking around about men being like fours and like having too high standards. Okay. The comments actually make me want to jump off a building because they are so misogynistic and they're so bad. And that is why I think that there are people like Saxon, because they genuinely think that.
Right.
Also, oh my God, I'm so curious to see. Did you see the latest post of Humans of NY that everybody's been sharing?
No, I need to know. I love that account.
So it's this guy and he's basically talking about should we pull it up?
Yes.
Pull it up and read the caption because I'm so curious your thoughts. About 100 people have sent it to me today, and it's really, really wild. And it's not completely Saxon, but it's like I'm proving that there are people out there who just have like
this guy with curly hair.
Yeah. It's kind of long, but I think your audience would like it.
Okay, so this guy who kind of looks like a clown, if I'm being honest, like an actual clown.
Yeah, and his caption is even more clown.
I like older women. My longest relationship ever was a 43-year-old woman, but even then, we're talking only 4 weeks. I'm actually kind of worried that I'll never fall in love. Every time I see a girl that's hot, for the most part, I only have one intention. Then after that happens, I'm on to the next. I went on 2 dates last week with one of the girls. I was having a genuinely good time. We were talking, going deep, but then we had sex, and it was kind of just like, if you gave it up like this and you just met me, then what's your value? When I wake up next to a girl the morning after and she's all in my face, there's just like this feeling of disgust. I don't know how else to describe it. I'll barely look at them, barely hug, say the bare minimum, try to get away. I don't know. I'm just bored of them. I played sports my whole life, and when you're playing sports, you're constantly working towards something. But if we were to play football and they gave us a championship right away, then why do we have to work? What's the point? Because it's already there. It's like, what do I do now? What else can I go work for?
Okay, and so the comments are crazy. Like everybody's popping off, whatever. Like obviously that guy's a clown and like a tool and whatever, and like whatever. But I think that is what my proof is to say that there are people who are like Saxon who say ridiculous shit and are not like self-aware.
Yeah, you're right. But as much as I hate this guy and think he's like trash, it does kind of, not that anyone's trying to get a guy like this, but he's saying what a lot of guys will not say.
Agreed. It's really weird. I was just speaking about this on my show. I can't remember when it was, but there's the awful double standard as well, where it's like a guy will try to have sex with you without a condom, and then if you let him, they'll be like, she didn't even ask if we should use a condom, and it's like, you didn't either. Like, what the fuck?
Right, but it's a double standard.
It's such a double standard. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
but back to White Lotus. I'm sorry, I have to say I'm officially a little bit bored.
Yeah, and also, like, back to Saxon or whatever the fuck his name is, you don't say your sister's hot. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, and did you watch last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, they kissed. Like, I guess
him and his brother kissed.
Yeah, I mean, there's been this whole incest, like, undertone the whole time.
Wait, I turned to Steven and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, and he was like, well, it's not that big of a deal. And I was like, wait, what? And he goes, he brought up our friends who are brothers. And he's like, they kissed on his bachelor party. I was like,
no,
what?
I'm sorry. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. You can't do that. That's so fucking weird.
Like, I have a same gender sibling.
Right.
We don't kiss like that.
Of course you don't.
Obviously, you and your brother don't kiss like that.
It's really fucking weird. But I don't know. something about this season, I just cannot, I don't know, I can't settle into it. And it's exactly what Shannon said it too about edging. Like, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like,
but
come
okay.
on.
And then, because I also had this debate with Steven, what did you think is the reason that Jacqueline hooked up with that guy? The bellboy or whatever, the butler.
Because he was giving her friend attention.
Oh, I think it's to get back at her boyfriend or husband who's obviously cheating on her back home.
Yeah, or a combo of the two. I mean, she's obviously like obsessed with validation.
But I think it's very obvious that she is in a better position than that friend, right?
Right.
So
right.
that'd be really sad and desperate.
I think sometimes girls are like that.
Well, I think, you know what's really interesting? And where did I see this recently with the model who said, what's that other show that we're watching?
Which one?
There was like a model. Summer House. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So Lexi recently.
She's had some one-liners.
So she was basically, she's giving very insecure with Jesse.
Yeah.
And she says, models, we get picked apart all the time.
I was like, girl.
And it made me realize that models and actresses might be the most insecure people of all.
By the way, I living in LA and meeting some of the prettiest people who are like known for their beauty, some of them are so insecure.
And it was crazy. And
wild.
I had a Shabbat dinner on Friday and I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, we are more confident than models and actresses. Not because we're hotter.
So true. I
know.
But
because we're only surrounded by people who tell us that we're beautiful and amazing.
Yeah.
Whereas they're only surrounded by people who tell them they're not.
Well, also,
and there's someone prettier and they this and that.
I also think that like when I moved to LA, I had like such a long conversation with myself about looks and like what the meaning of it is. And everyone is so put together and beautiful, and like everyone has like an Instagram face in LA. And something that I noticed, an energy I picked up on at a lot of the parties I was going to, was that the insecurity. And I tried to think about like why that was. And I think it's because if you feel like your only value is how you look, or the reason that people like you is because of how you look, there has to be like a level of anxiety to that, because it is a diminishing asset. Like at the end of the day, we're all going to get old no matter how pretty you are. And so if that's like your most important thing, like I can imagine it being very stressful, because you feel like, okay, you have to like make the most of it or what. I don't know. That just.
No, it is.
It just was like I don't know. And I don't know.
I think the best thing you can do as an actress, well, not as an actress necessarily, because that's like a craft or whatever, but as a model whose career is literally their face and body, is to bow out when things are still thriving.
I agree.
So like you're like, okay, I just did cover Vogue. Like I'm gonna retire and become a chef or whatever it is that you can do something. Like I love Emily DiDonato, who I had on this podcast.
She's great. She's
so amazing. And she was a model and she's still stunning, but she has now like taken a step back, become a mom, posts recipes, creates content. But I feel like every model should be pivoting to that as soon as they can, right? Because then you're just going to be picked apart forever and ever.
It's very hard to be a woman in the public eye.
It really is.
You think like, oh, they have everything because they're so beautiful, but it's like they're insecure too, just like us.
But now you know why models are dating ugly ass guys sometimes.
Also true.
Because like they're not as confident as you think they are.
Yeah.
It's funny. I used to use Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Jason Statham as like an example, but he's actually really hot, and I think I need to stop using that example.
I'm obsessed.
I'm like,
with
he's
him.
bald and he's not that tall. He's
look,
so
though.
hot.
He's so hot.
He is your look.
Yeah,
he is. We need to find you a Jason Statham.
Yeah, someone like that. Yeah.
We really do.
I love bald guys.
Yeah,
I really do.
No, I'm not there yet, like in terms of being attracted to, but I think like the right one, you know?
Yeah,
like a Jason.
Yeah, so hot.
So what are we doing this summer? Like, what's the vibe?
We're getting horny. I think that it's like, I think being horny is one of the most important things in life.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, if you're single, if you're married, being horny for yourself is so important. It
really is.
You don't need to go have casual sex if you don't want to. But I think feeling like in touch with your sexuality is so important, and reading smut, reading erotica, listening to erotica is such a big part of like why I feel like I'm a horny person on the whole. And so we're going to read my book and get horny.
I love it. How involved do you get to be in this TV version?
I'm a producer, which is so exciting. So I like do have imposter syndrome in the meetings because they're like, yeah, and we'll get this writer and that writer. And I'm like, oh my God, who are they talking about? Oh my God, what's going on? But it's cool. It's going to be an amazing experience.
It's going to be so fun.
I couldn't think of two better people to shepherd this project.
Oh my God. My queens. Cool. If you could choose like the actresses.
I think I have a wish list. I don't want to say. I'll tell you after. I don't want to jinx it, but I have someone who I want to play. I have two people who I could see playing Allie Ray Carter, who's like the sexy culture critic, who's like formidable, like journalist vibes.
Right.
So I think and then I think I kind of want an unknown for Lola, but she's like blonde. She has like great tits. She's like curvy. She's like what I find hot and sexy in a woman. So it's like.
That's so interesting. Do you feel like we are more attracted to like the features we don't have when it comes to women, like and watching lesbian porn? You know what I mean?
Totally. I love a big natural tit.
Me too. Like if I'm gonna watch, I actually don't watch lesbian porn. I have before, but now I'm more into like a crazy thing. I can't even say it. Like I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
But I need like a big natural.
Love a big natural.
Need a big natural.
Wait, so do you, but see, that's so interesting because you still watch porn, you're in I also had a crazy thing I think it came out today. I did a review of this article where this wife was like so mad at her husband for watching porn. And we've talked about this before. And I don't get that. It's so important to maintain your own sexuality.
Yes.
And also someone wrote to me today and said, do you think that I need to tell my boyfriend when I masturbate without him? And I was like, babe.
If it turns him on.
By the way, 100% if it turns him on, like that's sexy. Hey, I was thinking about you this morning when I did it, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to report to him. You're not like, there is a sizable fraction of people out there who think that watching porn is cheating.
Yeah, I actually had a really big debate about this with Drew Afawalo.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like hardo for it's not okay for her in her relationship.
Okay,
and you know what? Like some people know their boundaries and
totally.
If it's not okay for you in your relationship, but I think that creates a hostile environment when it comes to their sexuality. I think it can do that. I'm sure like her relationship is perfect. I'm just brought her up as an example of someone who maybe disagreed.
Yeah.
But I think that if you're like, no, you can't watch porn. Like I not to call it out, but one of my husband's exes was very anti. Did it stop him? No. But did he just be more shady about it and not tell her? Yes.
I think hostile environment is a really great term you just used because I was, trying to think about, to me, it just, I don't know. I don't know if we should be placing rules around something that we do in private. Masturbation's so private. It's so
it doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be shared with anyone. And I think, I don't know. I don't know that I don't like, again, if it works for your relationship and you have a no porn, no masturbation without each other rule, great. I just think a lot of the time, if it's the woman, if you're in a heterosexual relationship and the woman is imposing these rules, I think that can be a very dangerous road.
Very dangerous.
If you decide together and it's like you're both anti-porn and you have something, whatever, okay, I can see that. But if you're mean mommy going, and don't you wank when I turn
then
around.
Then they'll be on OnlyFans.
Yeah, totally. And then it makes it even more, it's bad. And also just like, I feel like it puts the woman in more of like a maternal telling off like role, which is my personal fear of my life.
No, it's not fun. Going back to my Shabbat dinner, which I guess we talked about everything under the sun, but my husband and my friend's husband were talking about I don't know why I said my husband, Steven, who you obviously know. I hate when people do that. You know what I mean?
No, it's nice.
Steven and my friend's husband were talking about, I guess like under, Trump, whatever. Now there's new laws in Florida. I don't think it's like Trump related, but there's just new laws for whatever reason in Florida about watching porn. So when you like open Pornhub in Florida, it has you take a picture of your ID to show that you're over 18. And I forgot how it came up, but it came up because we were talking about politics. And Steven was like, I was freaking out because I didn't want this website to have a picture of my ID. like, and know what kind of porn I was watching. Like, that's fucking scary. He's like, so I found like UJizz doesn't do it. And then my friend's husband was like, oh my God, I saw that too. And I just like I forgot that we were just in Florida. So I was like, wait, when were you watching porn in Florida? And he was like, oh, like just, when we went to Miami, so-and-so. And then my friend was like to her husband, she's like, wait, when were you watching porn? And he was like, oh, like the last time we were there. And then we were just like laughing about it. And it was funny. And then the conversation ended. But thank God that I was with a girlfriend who also was like me.
Chill about
but
it,
if there was then she would be like, we'll talk about this later, and it just like ruined the night.
I know. It's crazy. I just feel like we need to remove the judgment about that. There's already so much shame around masturbation and so much shame around like people's sexualities. And I just think that like enforcing these rules would be crazy. But yeah, that is so true. So if you had been with another friend, they would have been like, pearl clutching.
But how do you feel about watching porn with someone that you're having sex with?
So, okay, I like it, but I feel I'm always worried about making myself desensitized. And like I watch porn, but I do like limit myself and I try to like use other stimulus as well and mix it in because I never want to be too into it. Like I never want to be too reliant on it. And so I'm down to watch it with a guy. I think it's hot. I also think it's hot to like send videos and be like, oh, this is what I used this morning or like whatever. But I wouldn't want to get into a pattern. Wasn't there an episode of Sex and the City where the guy has to be watching porn to come?
Probably.
Yeah, I think,
sounds about right.
So but I think it's hot.
Yeah, I think it's a slippery slope. I probably shared about it, but Steven and I did it once and I was just like, where are your eyes?
Right.
Like
exactly.
It's just, I don't need to, like, you can do this, but maybe not while doing this,
Totally. There's just something that doesn't, I don't know. I'd rather be present.
I'm not going to be able to compete with an actual porn star while I'm having sex.
And that's what I mean. Like if you do it once and then you like it, then it just becomes this thing where it's like, I want you to be focused on me. I like the guy to be focused on me when we're in it together.
Yeah, I agree. I think I love that this is kind of like a horny campaign that like you're having.
It's literally my campaign. Like, it's very simple. I want everybody to be horny. And that doesn't mean you have to go have casual sex, although I'm a big pusher of safe casual sex. I think it's good for us. I think that's what I want people to do this summer is be horny, masturbate, like explore, let yourself go wild, like have a fantasy, it's fun. Where being horny is like being hungry. It's something that our bodies were designed to do.
It's true.
And if you're not feeling horny, like, get your hormones checked, like check, what's going on. I think it's a good litmus test. If you are a young person and you're not, feeling that much.
You just reminded me. Are you watching Kardashian at all? Like here and there?
No. Yeah.
Okay. I just like threw it on recently and there was some guy, he was like a wellness expert or something. No, it wasn't him. It was some like younger kind of guy who.
Huberman and Kim were kind of flirting in that clip. Did you see the one?
That must be a newer one. No, I haven't seen it. But I'm not surprised that he would flirt with her.
He's daddy.
I mean, he's a Libra man.
Stay away from me, then.
Exactly.
Also, he like did pathologically lie and cheat to all those women. Right.
So
whatever.
Again, not surprising based on the fact that he's a Libra. But they had some guy. Oh, he was a longevity expert, right? He teaches you how to like live forever or some
shit. The really rich guy, Brian Johnson.
Yes. And he comes on and he's like telling Chloe, Kim, and Chris. He's like, I wake up every day so hard or something.
That's what he says on the thing.
He's like, and you should be so hard like all the time. Like I am so erect like every day or something. And they're all like, what? Like Chloe is doing like her confessional. And she's like, how does he want me to respond to this? Like, yay.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly.
But he's right.
I think it's a good measure of health. Like I do on the whole. Again, and I know that our lives get complicated and I think that we let our sexuality, like even if, again, I'm single, you guys, like even if it's just for yourself, like I think that we let it slide so fast. And I think it's an important part to be connected with. And no matter what relationship status you're in, you should always be doing it for yourself. I mean, Esther Perel talks a lot about that too. It's like you have to continue the relationship with yourself.
You do. So how do you feel about friends with benefits then? Like while you're trying to date someone that you want to make your significant other.
I think
Like just having a, I like the idea of having sex so that you're not like giving like,
Totally.
so horny that you're
right. I know. I think for me, it's like if I find someone that I'm comfortable having sex with, then I'm like, this is perfect. We can like, I'm good at putting people in boxes. Let me just put it that way. Especially now in my life, I may be a little bit too quick to judge, but I'm like, if this guy isn't for me, but we have great chemistry, like that's perfect. We can like hook up and have fun.
the box theorist is good at putting people in boxes.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I think you need to be pretty like self-aware to have a friends with benefits that doesn't fuck up. I've definitely had friends with benefits that don't work out and it's stressful. And it's just I don't even like the term friends with benefits. I think it's more you should find someone where you're like
buddy.
a fuck buddy. Exactly. It's a fuck buddy over friends with benefits any day.
Yeah, I agree because you shouldn't be fucking your friend.
You shouldn't be fucking your friends.
Yeah. Do you agree with my rules about friends with or about fuck buddies? I'll tell you them.
Okay, tell me.
Ideally, so these are rules as to not fall in love, really.
Okay.
And, like they're protect yourself rules.
Okay.
So they should be sleeping on your turf if they're going to sleep over. But I actually don't even think sleepover should happen.
Never let them sleep over.
No sleepovers,
Agreed.
but they should be coming to you.
100%.
Because like, why would you go to them and give them sex?
Yes.
Unless like you're having dinner below their apartment.
100%.
Number 2, they should be younger than you.
I love it.
So they like worship you,
Totally. My one now is, yeah.
I actually think number 3, this is controversial, but they shouldn't really have like a perfect dick.
Yeah. Why?
Because then you might fall for them.
I know.
They should just have like a dick that like does
Yeah.
the trick. A dick that does the trick.
Yeah. I'm like a dick snob though.
Yeah, no, I know you are. Isn't that funny though that like it's like a known thing so that if and when you do find your person, everyone's gonna know they have a good dick.
I know. I've really only ever seen one small one.
One?
Not that small is bad. Not that small is bad.
No, of course.
But because I'm psychic about it.
Wait, can you say who the small one was? I'll bleep it 100%, but only if I know them.
You don't know him.
Okay.
He was like really annoying. But the rest of them have been really good. I have a sense. It's like I dream of Jeannie, but I can see what's going on. It's an
okay, so that
energy.
one like you're not 100% in agreement with.
Yeah, I think it needs to be not perfect, but like it needs to be like pretty good.
Yeah.
Like solid. Yeah.
And I think, okay, so let's go over them. So they need to come to your turf.
Completely
They should
agree.
be younger.
Completely
Dick
agree.
not 100% like ideal.
Yeah.
I think that's basically it. Like other than
Cosign.
that, there don't need to really be any rules.
Yeah.
Just like don't disrespect each other because why would you? Because you're
Totally.
having a great thing.
Just be respectful and don't like take it personally. Like I think that if you're a woman and you've been dating straight men for a while, like you sometimes if you're completely down to have a fuck buddy and you're like, oh, do you want to come over? And they're like, oh, I can't. It will have an automatic response of like, they don't like me. Oh my God. And it's like, if this is just a fuck buddy situation, it's simply a scheduling thing. Like you can't take it too personally. Like don't. So it's fine. But
No, I agree. I had such a good fuck buddy situation. And I remember I got into a relationship when I had my fuck buddy. And I said to my friend Val, and I was like, I'm just gonna text, so-and-so that I am in a relationship now. And she's like, no. She's like, you should call him. Like he's been your fuck buddy for a while.
Right.
Like you should call him. She's like, make it nice so that if it doesn't work out with this new guy, like you can go back to him and he's not offended. And I was like, that's a good call, you know? So like respect your fuck buddy.
yeah, respect your fuck buddy. How did the call go?
It went really well. He was like, I'm really happy for you. But like he was low-key in love with me. And that, by the way, those are the 3 rules. Like they need to be into you.
Totally.
If anyone's going to have feelings, it has to be them. And that's why the recipe works. Like them being younger, them having the not so great dick, them coming to you. They're falling for you. You're not falling for them in that situation.
You are 100%.
But the dick solidifies it.
Yeah.
And the younger, because if they're really young, I'm not saying like, illegally young, but if they're really young, like you really won't take them seriously.
Exactly. And then it's just not stressful.
Exactly.
I completely co-sign. I think these are perfect rules.
I love that. This was so fun. I'm like,
This was
it just flies. It really just flies.
It flew. Oh my God.
I don't want to stop talking, but like,
No,
I'm like, what else can I
it
talk to you
flew.
about?
It flew.
I don't know. Are there any last words before I ask you some rapid fire poll questions?
No, that was perfect.
Okay, let's rapid fire.
Okay.
Ugh, that clown's face just popped up.
I know, how crazy.
He's really so heinous. Like, I hope everyone seeing that just like doesn't fuck him now.
Yeah.
And that's
I want
his karma.
people's reactions to be like, a lot of the girls were messaging me and they were like, but da-da-da-da. And I'm like, your response to this, like, you don't have to like read that much into it and like think, internalize about, you know, change the way you have sex because of this one fucking loser. Like, look, you should look at that and be like, I would never associate with a guy like that. I think that guy's a loser, and like move it on.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
you
it.
can't like take that. You can't like internalize this random shit on the internet.
Not every guy is the same.
Exactly.
Not every guy. Oh, I do have one more question. So on the kids and marriage thing, you're on a date and someone's like, you know, that kind of shit comes up when you're dating in your 30s sometimes.
I say I don't know. I think it turns a lot of guys off. All guys want kids. But I need to be honest that I don't know.
I actually don't think all guys want kids, but I think all guys want to know that you want kids.
Yeah, it's like maternal. Are you gonna be, yet again, I'm more masculine. I'm like, I want 5 houses and a yacht.
Right.
And they're like, But look, every boyfriend I've had that I've been really in love with, I've wanted to have a baby with. So,
what does Amy say about
she says
that on dates?
I think she says to be honest.
Yeah.
She says I don't, But it's true. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a hard thing because like if you don't know me, you could think that I'm kind of like lying or like, I don't know. But I genuinely don't know.
Right. Yeah. It's honest. Okay. If you've ever had a guy ask for space, did they come back? Yes or no?
I've never had a guy ask for space.
Good. If someone you know posts an Instagram grid post with 10 slides, how many do you swipe through? Like, you like the post, but like, how many are you actually swiping through?
It depends what it's of. If it's of someone like, you know, if it's someone's vacation,
like weekend roundup,
I don't care. But if they're like an aesthetic cool person that I follow, then I want to see till the end.
Okay, this is crazy and very codependent in my opinion. But this person said, how much is it is appropriate to ask of my boyfriend of 2 years if he's going out today and I'm having an anxious day? Is it wrong to ask him to come home early to comfort me? Like
that's giving anxious attachment.
Yeah, we need like a whole episode on codependency over here.
I just don't think that there's ever like longevity in that. Like I don't think that you can like bear down through those feelings. And I have done the work to make myself have secure attachment style, and like I think everybody should do the same. Like it's really not good. Like
no, I agree.
And it really, like, I hate to say it, but it really turns men off if you're like,
I need you.
Like I'm waiting at home for you. Like come home.
Right.
Like,
no.
It's like, you know, if that's
Call
where
your
you're
best friend.
at, then like honor where you're at. But like you can't like, eventually the guy's gonna be like, all right, like.
Yeah, she can't do anything on her own.
Yeah.
You're sitting on the subway and you're sitting right next to someone, okay? Like right next to you. And a better seat opens up with no one on either side of it. Are you moving or do you stay put?
100%.
You move.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to
I agree.
touch people.
I just feel like sometimes it's rude, but then the follow-up was, is it rude? And everyone said no.
I don't think it's rude. I think everybody is like, I actually find for the most part, people are pretty like polite on the subway. I know that's like controversial, but
No,
I think that there's like a code of conduct and it's like people get it. Like I sometimes do. I'm rude on the subway because I always stand by the door because I have like I don't want to feel smushed. It like makes me stressed, and I like. Rude. But like it is a little bit if it's crowded and people are like trying to get in. You should pile in.
Oh yeah.
But like I always stand by the door, so I take that I'm rude and I know that. But for the most part, I feel like people are pretty.
Yeah, no, I agree. People are. 3 great dates, but he drunk calls you 4 times and texts you the following weekend.
I mean, I don't think that's bad. I just think it means he likes you.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like so many women are like, oh, he sent me flowers too soon, or like, oh, he called me. No. It's like, well, what do you want?
Exactly. If you like him, then
everything's
great.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. You can't. It's only if you don't like someone, and then in that case, you should do the honest thing and let him go. Like if that icks you out, if flowers after a couple dates, if him drunk calling you icks you out, then
he's not for you.
Set him free.
You're both 30 and you're dating 2 years. It's the best relationship, except you really want to be a mom and they don't want to have kids for 4 to 5 years. Stick through it or move on.
I'd say move on.
I agree.
I just think that if you have to agree.
This is like a values thing.
It's a values thing. It's a values thing. And I think that 4 to 5 years is such a random number they pulled out of their ass. What do you mean 4 to 5 years?
Yeah, I don't like that. I had an ex who said that shit.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. You have a crush on a guy. Is it weird to add him on Instagram?
No, do it.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm very bold. I think like people get confused because I'm always like, oh, the guy should be asking you out and da-da-da. And I agree with that. Like on apps and stuff, he needs to make the effort. Once it's up and running, the guy needs to be in the lead, of course. But if you have a random crush or whatever,
you can initiate,
meet a guy at a party,
Mhm.
add him on Insta, send him a cheeky message, like be flirty, like 100%.
Right. Then let them go from there.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone through someone's phone without them knowing?
Never.
Really?
I never would.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even like early 20s?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just like, it would make me feel anxious.
Yeah.
To like do it. Because
Mhm.
I'm really like rule abiding. Like I don't like to break the law or do anything wrong.
Is it cute or cringe if a boyfriend spoon feeds a girlfriend a taste of his dinner at a public restaurant?
I think like if it's a one-off and it's like kind of cheap, I don't know. I would not be eating off someone's spoon, but I think it's fine.
If it's not like performative,
exactly.
then it's fine. It's just like, here, try this.
Yeah, if it's like, oh, do you want to try? Like,
yeah,
fine. But if it's like a thing that they do,
yeah, like that's their thing.
Forest Lady and the Tramp vibes. I'm like, nah, it's okay.
It's not cute. This is so much fun.
You're the
I love
best.
talking to
I
you.
can talk to you forever.
Where can everyone find you, follow you, and pre-order or potentially order the book? When does it actually come out?
May 6th.
Okay, so pre-order.
Pre-order really, really helps because then the bookstores see the pre-orders and then they order more. So it's really helpful if you guys do that. It would mean the world to me. I'm at Tinks on everything.
What's the color of the book again?
It's like seafoam green.
Okay, great. That's great for my color coordinated bookshelf.
Oh, okay.
So
perfect.
excited.
Yay. You're
Love
the best.
you.
Thanks for having me. Love you.